Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is March the 7th, 2026. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, well, I'm doing all right. And I'll say all right. I won't say terrible. I won't say bad. But, a little bit of turbulence the other day. Now, we can just go ahead and just do a rundown how yesterday went, how Saturday is going. My Saturday as of today, yes. But yeah, a bit of a weird episode. Actually, I'll go ahead and just tell you up front. I mean, probably looking at the time, you can see not going to be a long episode today. But yeah, just more or less a bit of a blog, a bit of a quick check-in. I didn't want to go 2 days without yapping. So, even if there really wasn't any news that I really wanted to talk about, enough, of the moment happenings for myself, to talk about, I felt. So anyway, we can just start off with Friday morning. We got up, was feeling pretty good. My back has been giving me a little bit of grief. I think that's my new pain front, my pain frontier, if you will. I will say my lateral pain has seemingly gone away on my left side, so that's good. Clap it up for that. Looks like we made it. But yeah, ever since I want to say maybe 2 days ago, I tried to lift for 315 on my deadlift. And I also tried to do the squat as well, but I really felt it for my deadlift, and my back was just kind of, it was tight, a bit sore. So I said, okay, we're probably going to take it easier, and that was of Friday morning going into the day. But, we get to work. Work was generally a good day. Actually, I got to do a little bit of treat maxing. One of my coworkers gave me some chapati, which y'all know I love, extra spicy. Another friend gave me one of their fig Newton bars, which is also yummy as well. And then I got 2 pieces of string cheese because I was just kind of feeling a little bit peckish. Just from the night before, like I had ate dinner, Thursday night, so that was good, but I was like, I still could eat, and I always have this this internal thought of like, well, if I eat a little bit more, especially something like cheese or something, I'll feel better. That'll help, and maybe to smooth the pain a little bit. I don't know, but anyway, I was really gorging myself, but overall, work was good. It was a solid day. There was a lot of cardboard, actually, weirdly. I guess they missed a pickup or something like that last night. But that kept me at the crusher all day, which I like. Now, I was looking at the news docket for Friday, looking at what was available. There really wasn't much, pretty much the same as today. A lot of talk of Iran, where are we at with that? I think going into our second week pretty soon, but there really wasn't much to report there. It was just kind of taking up a lot of space. Of course, talking about Kristi Noem as well. But I was like, yeah, we've already hit those notes. So I really wasn't feeling too compelled to talk about any news. And I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, if I'm feeling pretty sore, maybe I shouldn't go to the gym. Maybe I should just take the day off. Actually, maybe I should just go to the Northside. Go to Northside Friday. Do a little Friday night hang. Maybe a little karaoke. Whatever. That was the plan leaving work. And I get into my car, turn it on, and the check engine light's on. And I'm like, huh? Okay. Well, that's no good. Uh-oh. And I pull out a little bit, and I notice that what I believe is like the traction off light is also on, and I'm like, that's so weird. Okay, so I immediately start to freak out. I immediately start to panic. I drive over to Advanced Auto Parts or whatever, which is like right down the street from my job. And, I'm like looking at videos, like trying to figure out how to reset my thing. Cause I'm thinking maybe it's a gas cap thing, just kind of troubleshooting it, Googling, whatever. I'm thinking maybe I had a loose gas cap or something to that effect. And if I just reset this, the whole thing will just go away. We'll be fine. And it just wasn't working. I kept looking at more things, potentially seeing more problems, because that's just how it works when you try to figure out things on the internet like that, is you just wind up spiraling into potentially the worst case scenarios for whatever it is, and you wind up having no answer. So I was about to go in and, maybe get a diagnostic from, one of the employees, because I know they have the what's it called, the technology for that. And I just really needed to use the restroom. I was really stressing out, and I'm like, I need to go home. Let me go home real quick. Let me reconnoiter, if you will, and then I'll be able to figure out, where to go from there, right? So I get home, have my little, moment of solace, and, I tell myself, Isaiah, there's not much you can really do here. The car is drivable. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out. But you have a plan to go to Northside, see your friends, have a good night. You should go do that. You should, have a good time. Do your usual. It's the best you really can do in these situations. And I'm like, long sigh. Yeah, that might be the best idea. Best of a bad scenario, right? So I get myself ready, dressed and all that, and I proceed to get ready to go out. As I get in my car, as I'm driving out of out of my parking lot, I just feel so worried about the car. And in my head, the car's not driving right. It's not driving well. I'm, we're in trouble. I got to take it actually to another car shop place and get a readout. Let me at least get this readout so I know what's up. So I get the readout, and it tells me, what I don't want to hear, which is that there is an actual problem. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, we got like 4 readouts. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Da da da. So I'm freaking out. I'm talking to my friend, at the same time I'm also canceling, saying like, hey, I know I just set some stuff up to come hang out. I got to cancel for at least today. I got to go handle this stuff. And, we're kind of troubleshooting it a little bit because that's my homie. Thank you. And, in the midst of my freak out, I remember I'm like, hey, I do have a mechanic coworker, / friend. Let me go ahead and, beseech their advice. So I send them the readouts, the code readouts, and they, proceed to tell me, hey, okay, it looks like it might be a gas cap thing or whatever. And I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, that was my initial, thought too, but I hadn't gotten gas for like a week. So I don't think it's that, but maybe it might just be related to the gas cap leaking slowly, whatever, who knows. So I'm thinking maybe it might be that, we don't know, or it might just be a slow leak. But regardless, he says, hey, you are stressing out for nothing. It's okay. Yeah, it sucks. Whether it's that or it's some slow leak somewhere else, you will be able to get it fixed. As long as your car is driving okay, as long as the lights aren't flashing or anything crazy, you're all right, man. And I'm like, okay, man, thank you. I really appreciate that, because my anxious nature just always gets the best of me in these situations. And it just feels like, oh, I should just shut down. I should just give up. I should, call it a life. It's over for me now. I have no means, I get so desolate, and I know that's just not the right way to be, right? But anyway, I proceed to kind of drive my car around to kind of at least to say, how is it driving? Am I freaking out for nothing? Seemingly so, yes, it's driving fine, so I am freaking out for nothing. So I go home, and I just like have some house beer. Yeah, I say beers, but really I just had a tall boy and a shot. And I was just like, okay, I want to go to bed now. I think I went to bed at like 9 or 10 o'clock. It was so pathetic. And I woke up at like, I think 2 a.m. Just nothing to do. I hung out for a little bit and then went back to sleep, woke up, and I was like, okay, well, we have a rough idea of what's up. I know there's not much I can do, but there is at least one more last troubleshooting thing I can try, which is the gas cap. So I proceed to go back to an Advanced Auto Parts, and I get said gas cap. And the first one I get doesn't really work. Luckily, the person who was working there was like really cool, like super solid dude. He let me exchange it. And then we found one that worked. I will say there was a funny moment where he's ringing me out. And I guess, my information pops up on the thing. And he goes, you're Isaiah? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you look like an Isaiah. And I'm like, thanks. Like, I didn't know what to say about that, because I have 2 visions of Isaiah. Either a brown, black man like myself, or Isaiah from Little House on the Prairie. So I always just assume that they mean the former and not the latter. But, you never know. Seemed like a solid dude, and I appreciate all of the help. We did get one that fit, But then when I was driving off, I pretty much knew, like looking at my readout on my odometer, yeah, this shit is not working. So most likely it is some kind of slow leak. I'm hoping it doesn't evolve into anything bad. I hope it's something I can just kind of coast on for a bit, because your boy is broke. We are at those times. I have, believe it or not, full confession, we have gone through the bonus. We have already, and I know it's crazy. Maybe you're thinking, hey, what about those taxes, Isaiah? It's tax season. Yeah, we've been there, done that, buddy. We're cooked. The money's gone. So, I'm hoping that it's not a major issue. Let's knock on some wood officially there. But, that being said, life's going to go on. The car's driving okay. We'll take it as it is. So I'm like, hey, let's go get a pump. Let's go make that happen. Let's do it. And proceed to go to Planet Fitness, because I didn't go last night. Didn't go yesterday. I was just too stun locked. Got a pretty good workout in. I did split machine. I did free weights. I will say I'm going lighter lately. Like the heaviest I went was, I think, Thursday when I did the 315 lifts. And I don't know. I'm just kind of cool on it right now. We're just kind of doing medium to light right now, and maybe I'll get the spark again to go heavier. I hope so, because I really do want to hit my goal of deadlifting 405. I definitely think that's something I can at least do, and I'd like to do that before I cannot. I don't know, but yeah. Let's see. Free weights, Smith machine, both of those were good. Did my core work. I got a little bit of time for leg press, which is a good part of my filler. And then after that, like, there was just enough people on machines that I was just like, I'll do some more free weight stuff and then I'll call it. So I did that, and then I did about 45 minutes of cardio. And I was like, all right, I think I have a couple other errands to do, because I actually needed to like drive back to AutoZone again, or Advanced. Yeah, it was AutoZone this time. I get them confused. But I had to go back to AutoZone to return the gas cap, because I was like, yeah, there's just no point. Let me just go get my $10 back, which is, $10. And the first one I bought was like $17. It's expensive. Anyway, so, overall good workout. I proceed to, go ahead and do that exchange, come back home, do a stretch, have a snack, and here we are. Ready to yap. I would say usually about some news, but that's really all I have for today. Like I said, a lot of the news right now is Iran war and Kristi Noem. So yeah, I mean, and on the Kristi Noem front, there's definitely more stuff that I've definitely missed on talking about, in terms of like that whole 2-day grilling session that she got in Congress. I really didn't talk about her I let's say, quote unquote, special working relationship with Corey Lewandowski, who is not a part of DHS, is I think kind of like he was in the same sense that Elon Musk was a special worker for the government. So is Corey Lewandowski, but essentially he was just working in the DHS with Kristi Noem, more or less making it stank. And I'll say it that way and leave it at that, because they're both married. You know what I mean? So let's not put bad vibes out in there. You know what I mean? It's just they're very close in this working relationship of theirs. But anyway, I also know that I think she spent millions of dollars on like literal campaign ads for DHS, which was just completely unnecessary. And when asked about it, she's like, "Yeah, like did the president sign off on this?" She's like, "Yes." And Trump's like, "No, I didn't." Which is a lot of, I'm hearing a lot of press saying like, hey, that was one of the bigger death knell things. It's like, she's bumper stickering his name in a way that he does not fucking like and is not approving of, and it's making it look bad. Especially when you're talking about affordability and stuff, and you got someone just going crazy for a press blitz for what? Like, you don't need this kind of attention. Especially when you're over here killing American citizens for what? Like, come on now, talking about freedom? Come on, Kristi. So yeah, there's that. And I mean, with the Iran war, which is, definitely more important, more, and integral to the world and all that. But we've already kind of reached the point where it's like we're doing strikes. Things are happening. There's kinetic action on all sides. I mean, I guess 3 sides of this war, but I mean, there's also more than just that. There's always more details, but I'm really trying not to get too bogged down on any one specific thing, and really just kind of covering the big highlights when they come up. That's kind of been my vibe for covering conflicts, at least lately. So yeah. So I'm trying to think. Let's just run at the Google News real quick, see if there's anything else I wanted to hit on the rundown. Nope. Nope. That's pretty much. I'm just looking at it. It is a bunch of the same. But that's okay. We'll go ahead and just take our first and last break, and we'll go ahead and call it there. That'll be the episode. This has been a bit different. Yes, a little blogish. But hey, so hopefully you didn't hate it. And I'm sure we will be back with our regularly scheduled news. There's always something to yap about. I'm sure I'm just missing things right now. Hell yeah. But anyway, if you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Become a newsie today. Free ways to hit me up. IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Subscribe to YouTube, follow on TikTok, follow on Spotify. Wherever you like to listen, I should be available. Leave a like, leave a cool comment. Sharing's caring. 5 stars are always appreciated. All the stars you feel like I deserve. Thank you. Like I said, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, where you can do that. And if you don't do any of that, that's okay. I appreciate you just coming by, just hanging out with me for a little bit. Nice just let me yap to you. Always a pleasure. But yes, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.